What's up, fam? Welcome back to another episode of Talking the Climb. This time, we're gonna have Meow 16K joining us, one of the leading figures in the Indian gaming community, but also an inspiration to an entire group of women gamers around, as well as women esports professionals. So, I'm really excited for this conversation, and if you are too, make sure to hit that like button. Get that subscribe button on. I have a special surprise planned for you at 2K subs. So let's try to get there as soon as possible. For now, without any further ado, enjoy the interview. And welcome back to yet another episode of Talking the Climb. This time is gonna be the finale, and to end it off, I needed a very special guest. So joining me today is gonna be Meow 16. Saloni, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm great. You didn't tell me about this finale thing. I feel special now. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Well,
And I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good, and yeah, I didn't specifically mention it because I wanted to spring a surprise on you, just so the fans can also understand how important it is, our conversation today, not just about you in general, but about the impact you really have on the community. So I'm gonna start off. We will get to that serious stuff later. We'll come back to you first. Tell me a bit more about yourself. Like, for example, Meow 16K. Where did that come from?
Well, oh my God, I please don't judge me, please. Okay,
No.
so I was like a kid, man. I mean, if I have a choice right now to change when, I would definitely do that. But when I was 13 or 14 or 15, I don't remember when, but my brother used to keep this name Meow in a very different font, M30W,
Okay.
and I like that. And I used to keep that, but then after a certain time, I thought, let's change it. Let's make it something that is readable and good
Mm-hmm.
for eyes. So I kept Meow, and then I thought Meow is just, it looks incomplete. Let's
Yeah.
finish it. So I kept 16K because 16,000 is the maximum money you get in CS:GO. 16 I was 16 when I started playing CS:GO, and what else was it? It was 2016. So the 16 number just got me so much
Nice.
that it was 16 eventually, and I am not so happy right now.
It's really wholesome, honestly. Like when you compare it to so many other names out there, it feels like you actually have a story behind your name.
Yeah.
So like 5 years down the line or something, when you look back, you're like, oh wait, I used to be there, and now I'm here, and you have
Yeah.
something to remember that by. So it's pretty
I
cool.
know, right?
So actually, I'm gonna latch on to that point you mentioned right there. You were like 16-ish when you were like fully rebranding even. So the whole esports content creation, like games in general, came very early in your life to you, right? So how was that?
Yes.
Like when did it first come in? Talk to me about that.
Um, Firstly, I didn't know that we had an online, option of playing these games, like, FPS
Mm-hmm.
games. I didn't know that CSGO can be played online. I didn't know 1.6 can be played online. So, like, I used to play offline with bots, and then I figured
Yeah.
out, oh my God, we can play with real people, real time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is amazing. That was something really new for me. And for like first 1 or 2 years, I people didn't know that I'm a girl. I didn't reveal my identity. I never opened my mic because at that time I didn't even know, like, there are girls who play,
Yeah.
and I used to feel awkward because whoever knew that I'm a, like, I play games online, they used to say, really, you really do that? And I felt a bit inferior about myself कि यार मैं सही कर रही हूँ या, I doubted myself because I was young. I don't
Yeah.
know what I was doing, and people had their opinions. So for first 1 or 2 years I didn't even reveal my identity. But then I met couple of girls, and I was like, okay, I have good amount of company. And then that's where I started, getting social. Started being open about my hobby of, being a gamer. And then there was this one time when one of my friends, he said, hey, why don't you start streaming? And at that time, I think it was 2016, I guess, where we didn't have much streamers in India. Like, if
Yeah.
you were if you were equally involved in the community, Nikhil, we only had Venom, we had Jags, we had
Oh,
Raka
yeah.
Zone, and T-Bone. We only had the, couple of streamers who were streaming. Like,
Mm-hmm.
now if you see, there are so many. Every other person has streamed. Every other
Yeah.
person has streamed. But back
Yeah.
then, there were a couple of them. And I didn't know what I was doing, so I just randomly started the stream. I had a very poor setup of PC. I used to play on 90 FPS, and then on stream I used to get like 30, 40 FPS, and I was still okay with it because I liked it. I didn't know what I was doing, like I
Yeah.
said, and I kept doing it for like one year, I guess, for that with that poor setup. And in that 1 year, I got such an amazing response. Let me tell you, I didn't expect that much. And then I figured out that there are brands who want to get involved as well, for their promotion and stuff. I got associated with my first brand. It was pretty well, like it went very well. And then I thought, let's explore more. So I wanted a new setup. I asked my mother for a graphic card. I did hesitate a lot because I belong to a middle class family, and we think about a lot of things when we,
Yeah.
get something expensive. So I
Hmm.
just asked her once, but that is one really commendable thing about my parents, that they believe in me. Whatever I do, they
Oh.
believe in me. So it took a while for us to, get a nice setup, but my mother did invest a lot in me, and she got me a PC. I was very happy, and I was feeling responsible that time.
Hmm.
If I've got this PC now, I have to do something that makes them proud. And with that responsibility on me, I started streaming again. But that time I was on Twitch. And Twitch it didn't work well back then
Yeah. No
because
service.
Twitch didn't have Indian servers. So it was pretty difficult for me to, survive or settle there on Twitch. So after 1.5 year, I came back to YouTube. Um, and since then, I'm doing pretty okay.
I would say you're definitely doing better than okay. Like the journey itself, as you described, it's really wholesome because the parents, for example, that's something I ask every single person who comes here, and it's always a mixed response. Like, for example, my parents, exactly like your parents, are really supportive, and I feel like it goes a long way for us as people to give better content because you feel like, as you
Yes.
said, motivated. So I really like that. I really like hearing that, and honestly, love to your parents. I
Oh,
want to
thank
ask you
you.
about the starting part. You mentioned that you met a group of girls and you really started, getting to know more and more people around the gaming scene. Nowadays, when I look at your stories, you're regularly hanging out with like pro players and otherwise. So, like, talk to me a bit more about your friend group in gaming and otherwise.
I really have a very less set of people in real life. Like, I don't have real life friends. And mostly, let me mention, I barely have any girl friends.
Uh huh.
Like, because I feel I cannot connect with, or maybe they cannot connect with my,
Yep.
uh, mindset a
Vibe.
lot. So I barely have any girlfriends, girl friends. Don't take me wrong, guys. Yeah. So, and I make more friends in, gaming community. I've probably 5 to 7 friends
Yeah.
in real life. वैसे, like, in general, I have friends 5 to 7, and out of them, 5 of them are from gaming community, and 2 of them are my college friends. So that's how I have built up my circle. Very chota sa. I'm very happy with those people, and yeah, it's like I do spend a lot of time with people who I think I learn a lot from, because I have a lot of things in my mind that I have to do, and I really feel, I should learn a lot. And with those set of people, while I play online or competitive or on stream, I do learn a lot from a lot of people. So I choose those, people
Uh
who I can play with, who can tolerate with my questions, who can
huh.
tolerate with my, queries. I do tend a lot, like, ask a lot of questions. कि यार तुमने ये क्यों खेला, तुमने ऐसा क्यों नहीं खेला, why did you use
Uh
this, why did you do that? So I understand their mentality कि अरे हाँ ये तो बराबर किया, then I can use it in my way and when I play it. So that's how I, gel up with my friends. But it takes a while for me to gel up with new people. I'm वैसे
huh.
तो shy. You cannot make it out on camera, but वैसे if you meet me in real life and instead of a bunch of people, I will be like a biji billy, एकदम
Yeah, I
quiet
feel
in a
it.
corner. I'm that kind of a person, but I'm very full. Like I like to talk a lot. when once I get used to you, or once I be, good friends with you, I'll be very open to you. I'll pester you. You'll beg me to stop talking.
I 100% feel you. Like, I'm a caster and I talk publicly, but I'm the exact same. Like, when I meet someone new or something, it's just like, and
See.
like, as you get to know, you just open up. But like, yeah, I totally understand that. And I think it's a lot very common with streamers too, right? So it's curious, like, how it goes by. But about that, like, you mentioned like you're very curious by nature and you want to continuously get better. Like इधर से या फिर उधर से somehow you're learning
Yeah.
something कहीं ना कहीं. So tell the viewers more about that aspect of you, like the hardworking person who got here, not just as a content creator but also as a pro player, because you're regarded as one of the pro players in India.
Well, I really wanted to be a pro player since I entered into gaming community. I wanted to, like, first, like I mentioned, I didn't know that there was an online sec like, section
Yeah.
that where we can play with people, like real people, like I say, बंदों के साथ खेल सकते हैं, where I didn't know. Even at that time, I challenged my brother that one day I'll play better than you, and that's when I started off. I wanted to play better than him because he didn't believe me when I told him that I scored, like, I fragged this much. I don't remember what exactly it was, but I was really childish. But then I've always been um very motivated, or a person who accepts challenge, and I really like to give out the best out of me. And I started off with a challenge, and I want to continue
Yeah.
with a challenge in my life. So even now, when I got to know about, so we represented India in 2019
Mm-hmm.
with a female squad in Thailand.
Yeah.
At that time, I realized the potential in me. Before that, I just thought I am having this. You always, even if you're good at something, you don't reach at a point where you feel, huh, now
Yeah.
I'm ready to compete. So I always had this one thing, ki, I don't know if I'm ready. If I don't know if I'm ready. So I didn't used to compete in tournaments. But when on the stage of Thailand, when we were representing India, when we won our first match, that's when I realized that, hello, I can do something.
Yeah.
And since then, when I came back to India, I look at after that journey, I did figure out I'll put in whatever I can, I'll work hard as much as I can, and I'll someday make everyone proud and make everyone believe in me. I just wanted to make something good for the people who believed in me. So yeah, that's where I started working hard. I realized that I was lacking in my, aim. I didn't know how to aim better. I was really poor at hitting headshots. I worked hard. I'll be very honest. I worked hard for my aim in CS:GO. I am not doing anything in Valorant, but I think that is my raw mechanism that is, still working for me. But right now, I'm putting more time into understanding the game since it's a new game and everyone is learning. And everyone, I think I should be working more for understanding the game more than I work on hitting my shots right. So yeah.
I actually fully agree. I think like a lot of CS:GO players end up just relying on aim, and in Valorant, I mean, and that's where the difference happens between like a very good player and an exceptionally good player. So I'm glad to hear that. But I want to go back a little and talk to you about Rain Esports, right? Where you went
Yeah.
outside of India and competed internationally, which is insane, by the
Yes.
way. But like,
Thank you.
you also finished second with them. So tell me a bit more about the team, like how you got together and what was the journey like? Like, what was the parents' response? Like, oh my God, she's going internationally, stuff like that.
Yeah, it was really amazing. First of all, it was not very smooth. Let me tell you, I was a part of a mixed team. It was India and Pakistan mixed team, and I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
participate with them. For some reason, they were not so friendly, and they didn't. They had some different choices. So I thought I cannot continue with them. So I'll go up and participate with my Indian friends. One thing that I had was I was not so well connected with one of them, so I thought I might have issues in there. But I thought, let's do it. Let's just keep
Yeah.
real life issues apart and keep professional things right into their place, its place. So I sorted things with that one girl that I had in my team. And then when after we sorted the issue, when we participated in the tournament, we won our qualifiers in India. We played against, I guess, Bangladeshi team, Pakistani team, and no, I think it was only India based. So like you can make mixed teams. So you can have two
Mm-hmm.
international players and three, national players.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we won that qualifiers and we qualified for Thailand. And I'll be very honest, for the first, it was a 3 or 4 day event. We had planned, we five girls had planned, we'll go there, we'll play our first game, we'll lose it, and then we get 3 days to chill in Thailand. So that was our plan. Because one of our players, she couldn't make it to the event. She couldn't make it to
Oh.
Thailand, and we had to pick you know, an immediate replacement for that player who was Thailand, resident.
Native,
So
huh?
she didn't know how to speak English well. She
Ooh.
was more of, her language, and
Huh.
we had to literally talk to her and, this. Did you eat?
Right.
What?
Sign language.
Yeah, sign language. So it was very difficult for us to even understand how are we going to communicate in game.
Uh-huh.
So, and we did rely on communication entirely because we made this team a month ago and we didn't have anything to, work on.
Yeah.
Uh, so we were all relying on communication. But that one girl that we had some hope with us before we went to Thailand. But when we went to Thailand, we had this plan. We'll play one day event, we'll chill for 3 days. Easy life.
Yeah.
So that's what we had. But first day, we won our first game, and we were so motivated. Let me tell you, the cheer girls were, that's what we call them, right?
Yeah.
She was bringing the trophy on the stage. She was showing the trophy, and I was so into the trophy. I don't know. I was just staring at it as if I want it right now, and that made me feel like, no matter what consequences are, I'm gonna try my best, and I'm gonna motivate my, fellow team to get motivated for the same trophy. And that's what I
Uh-huh.
did. I and my friends, like my teammates, were so motivated as well. We played the first game, we won it, and we wanted to win finals as well. But the team that won, they were really, really, really amazing. They played very well, and we were really proud of ourselves because nobody believed in ourselves. Nobody knew that we can play professionally. Nobody knew we can
Yeah.
play on stage fearlessly. So that was that point where all of us realized this one fact, that our passion is not just to play, but to represent India. And
Yeah.
we were not even scared of being on that big ass stage. It was so freaking good. See, I let me tell you, it was so freaking good. I felt really nice to represent my country in my own
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
I think there's two kinds of people. There's either the people who bend under pressure, or there's the people who become the best they are under pressure. And it's clear you're the latter. So I hope you get many more opportunities because it's really inspiring, I think. And this is what I was mentioning in the start. Um, for a lot of people in our country because it's not like it's not a thing everybody knows the difference as you mentioned like how people acted towards you when they found out that they had your gaming as a hobby. Everybody associates like one particular group of people with one thing and another group of people with another thing.
Yeah.
So in many ways I think you're a role model for like an entire community of gamers. So how does that make you feel? I think that particularly came into light after your trip, right? So
Yes.
what how was that feeling like? What did that make you do in the future?
Again, it made me feel so responsible. I felt now there is no going back. I felt now uh I have reached a milestone. Now I have to
Mm-hmm.
go, ahead of it. And now I cannot, fall back and say, no, I cannot do this. No, I am not going to continue, or I'm done. My dream is all set. I'm ab ho gaya mera sapna pura ho gaya. No,
Uh-huh.
I have to go more. I have to uh, explore the best that I can do with the potential that I have. And I still believe in me. I can do more if I put in more and more efforts. I can go really, really, really far from this, entire, whatever goal I have set. Maybe I can go
Mm-hmm.
even beyond that. I believe, because yeah, I have that urge of getting what I want, and I will get it what I want very soon.
I mean that brings me perfectly to our next question. We've talked a lot about how you got here, but about the future. When are we gonna see? Okay, let me rephrase this better. When am I gonna cast Meow?
Oh, I hope very soon. To be honest, I'm really very excited for this, you know, time when I'll be a part of this really nice team where we all will be on same page. We all will be working hard and competing in tournaments and competing with the top teams that we have in India right now, or even outside the India. I really want to be like, one of those who is grinding hard for getting the best out of the team, not as an individual but as a team. I would really like, I'm waiting for that time, and I believe it will come soon. Yeah.
I think not just me, the entire viewer base who's watching right now, they're going to be really excited for it. I still remember, it was Sky for me, and I'm not like I am relatively new to the entire Indian esports community. So watching you play while I was casting you in Sky, it was one jaw-dropping moment after another. I was just like, what the fuck? Like what? What are these shots? Where are these coming from? I was like, why haven't I seen her before? So like I was very happy to know that talent isn't just former CS:GO veterans. Talent is very much present in like other players too outside there, and that's why I think I wanted to see more. So I'm happy that we're gonna see more of that. So like I'm gonna ask you a bit more about Valorant. Like where do you? So of course CS:GO was your main passion. You represented India internationally with CS:GO. Like what was the shift like to Valorant? Were you hesitant? Did you like it?
No, at first I was being that, one person who is like, no, I want to stick to what I have and I want to stick to where I belong to. So I was very hesitant at first. I didn't want, I hated all the, factors that Valorant had that, deferred it from CSGO. So yeah, I used to be like, kya hai isme? You can see samne wale ka economy. Now you can really, you can judge his buy and eco and stuff. You cannot just pull in mind games abhi
Yeah.
in CSGO. No, this will be like, you used to calculate in CSGO. No,
Yeah.
they had this buy round. They didn't have enough flashes. They won't have good utility. You used to, IGLs used to literally process that in their, head. But
Uh-huh.
now you can come, everybody can see it. So I was criticizing everything that they have that was different to CSGO. What is this gun? They don't have a recoil, man. What is this operator? You cannot even, quick scope and stuff. You cannot unzoom them. I was really pissed off at everything that Valorant had. But then at some point when I started playing it, I realized that no, this is actually a new game. And, in terms of exploring it, if I explore it very well, I might even have a chance at Valorant as well. So let's not, start criticizing. Let's start exploring it. So after a week, I guess, after a week, of criticizing it entirely, I started grinding it hard. And then I realized a lot of things about it, that it's, every agent has its role. Every
Yeah.
agent is supposed to use their roles perfectly. Even in duelists, if you're using a particular duelist, it has some of its role. Like, Jet has to be the one, initiator is Sova, but the one
Agreed.
who enters the site has to be Jet. And to, there are so many things that you need to understand about each and every duelist. Like, it was really I was really amazed to have a game like Valorant. I never thought something like that. It's more like, you can explore, you can keep exploring it. It's not a full stop right now what we have. Maybe there are, like, same agents that we've been playing from beta. I think they have so much more to, being explored.
Mm-hmm. Just new things. You continuously just
Yeah.
improve not just yourself but the game almost. I really like to hear that. I'm different. I'm not from a CS:GO background, so for me this is more standard. I think this is how Riot functions. Like they keep. I would say fucking up the game, but in a good way, every few
Yeah.
months. So it's exciting for not just like I think the players, but the entire base who's following it. What was it like for you when you first started playing? Who did you main? I'm assuming it was Jet. It usually is with a lot of the players who have top class aim. But what about you?
Actually, they're not main Red. I mained
Ah.
Wait, what did I mean? I don't remember. Wait, I mean brimstone. I don't know. For some reason, I wanted to be that, CSGO guy. No, I want to use smokes. I want smokes in my hand. And like, what is this? All agents
Uh-huh.
don't have smoke. What will a single person in a clutch situation do if he doesn't have a smoke and a flash? So I don't know. I'll go for brimstone. So I started off with brimstone. I ended up with, I think now I'm ending up with everyone. Like I can play
Yeah.
any agent except for Viper. So yeah, I started off with, yeah, brimstone.
That's really cool. I guess it sort of functions into like your personality of the curious person. You want to be in control of multiple things rather than
Yes.
just be like, I want to frag, frag, frag. So
Uh, I'm more of
that's
a team player, even in competitive, if you see my watch my streams, I'm always pissed off
yes,
at what my teammates are doing according to me. But why? I'm entering the site. Why you behind? Like,
yeah,
why don't you enter the site with me? Like, I'm always pissed off at what my team is doing. I'm not pissed off at what I am doing. So I think that is one thing that I should learn about myself is that if you're playing duo in a competitive match, please play for yourself. Don't look at what your team is
yeah.
doing because that is going to fuck up your game. So I've learned that.
But I mean, that's a two-way street, right? If you try to make yourself like that, maybe when you play competitive, you become too much
Yeah,
like that. So
I know, right? So it's so
yeah,
difficult. So I
yeah.
hate this format of you're going duo queue and stuff. I hate it. I don't like it.
Uh-huh. So actually, that's perfect for the next question. So you're an immortal radiant player. Like you can't queue with the stack anymore, and as you mentioned, you really don't like it. What would you say are like the worst parts about the rank system right now?
It's the same. Why they shouldn't have added the leaderboard because that increases the competition between the players and not as a team, going ahead with a
Uh huh.
team, but as a individual player. But I think at some point it is also nice because some people who are not, finding it really easy to go into or getting recognition for the kind of players they have. Maybe this leaderboard can give them recognition, being in top 10, top 20, top
Yeah.
100 Asian players. They might get recognition. They might get an offer from a team. They might get recognized in their, country. I think that is one good thing that they have done. But for the team players who are like, more of a support player
Yeah.
who cannot play duelist, or there are some really annoying people that also queue who don't listen, who don't communicate. So it's really
Yeah.
difficult for the people who are used to playing with or for the team. It's really difficult for them. I guess that's a perfect lesson for them as well to
Yeah.
rely on themselves.
Yeah, I guess at some point you have to find a balance, but like it randomly being there, there, as you said, good parts and bad parts. So I guess you just
Yeah.
take what you get. But
Yeah.
on that note, like I think it's really cool to hear about that much, and I think a lot of players know a lot about like you and your Valorant past. So I wanna like just sort of shift the topic away from it and bring it back to like you as a person and talk to you more about the individual things. So like, uh, what food do you really like? For example, are you a foodie? Like, tell me about your other hobbies.
My food likings, my audience can tell you more about my food likings. I like biryani so much. I can, like,
Okay.
I can leave a competitive match for biryani. Okay, so
Same
that's
meow.
what biryani. Yeah, yeah, I know, right? So, even like pani puri, I can any day have, like, prefer pani puri over pizza or burgers. I
Uh
can
huh.
have pani puri any day. And yeah, I don't like much of dessert, but I like spicy food a lot.
I okay. I love that. I'm the same kind of person. So maybe in lunch we get to explore that more. But
Yeah.
what about your other hobbies? Like, where do you ever burn out from just gaming too much, or like, do you sort of lose a little bit of motivation? Where do you go to? How do you bring that like fire back?
I'm a very boring person in that terms. I don't do anything. I don't watch movies. I barely watch web series. That too only with one of my friends. I need someone to watch series with me. I am like I listen to music. If I were not a gamer or if I wasn't a content creator, I would be a singer probably. Um, and there is nothing much that I can do. Like I do in real life. So I'm more of a like I keep playing. There is this one goal in my head, and I want to accomplish that. And till
Mm-hmm.
reach or I feel that no, I'm satisfied today. So there is this one thing. in me that if I don't perform the entire day or even in one match, there is always this one clutch situation where you miss clutching it because of that one minute mistake.
Yeah.
It keeps revolving in my head over and over and over again. It really, till a point where I,
कुछ
immediately I
नहीं.
know what I should have done, but still, like, मैंने ऐसे क्यों नहीं किया? I had this thing in my mind. I
हाँ.
knew what I was supposed to do, but I still didn't do this. It really gets me throughout the night. So it nothing distracts me from the game. I really am into it, man. I mean, I don't know if I'm crazy or what, but
Uh-huh.
I cannot stop thinking about what I want. If I want to get better at something, I will put in all the time in it. That's
I would
why.
say you're passionate. I think
Yeah.
everything you said is the perfect description of a passionate person. Like, being fully motivated to achieve what they want to. But it's really cool. So I like the idea that you have music to just sort of bring you back to base when that is
Yeah.
happening in your head, just sort of calm you down. And also makes me want to ask you, tell me a bit more about your room. Like personally, when I first came out to your stream, I really like the surroundings. I don't know what the stream's general response is, but I like when someone puts into effort. Forget my surroundings, but like in general, put in effort their surroundings. So talk to me, like the heart, the teddy bears. Did you
But
plan
I will.
it or?
No, no, no. It's actually, I had planned it, but someone actually coped up to that plan. And this sign of my name,
Uh
it's
huh.
been gifted by one of my viewers. He apparently used
Oh.
to watch my stream. And you must have seen the video where a viewer gifted me a PC. And along
Yes.
with that, yeah, along with that, this PC, he gifted me this sign. I was talking about it on my stream that I'm thinking of, getting my room better. Uh, Initially, it was like a plain white room with a black board. I
Uh
was
huh.
planning to have this, but I was also thinking what else I can do. I was finding options, but then this guy, he watched my stream. He did, picked up this idea. He made this sign along with this PC. He brought it up, and then this is also a gift from my friend. And the signs, it's just, it makes me feel cute, and I'm thinking of improving this a lot. But I really recommend you to watch my initial streams back in, like,
Yeah.
2016 and 17. This is a storeroom, see. This is a storeroom.
Oh
And
shit.
really, if I move a camera a little bit, you will see a lot of mess. So, there is this detergent right here, dishwashers. There is whole stock of some you know powders and stuff. There you have storage compartment. There is a generator, and there is so much of it. But this particular frame, it's all clean and nice. But apart from that, if I move the camera a little bit, it's all mess.
Yeah,
But
we'll
yeah,
have
I
to
did take
feature.
efforts to, yeah, I've taken a lot of efforts to come to this frame.
Uh huh.
If you watch my 2016 or 17 streams, you will see the other room. Even that is a storeroom. So we have two storerooms at my home, and the
Yeah.
other one is smaller than this room. And I used to stream on that room. So on in that room, only one person can sit with a chair. Yeah, only one person can sit. No one else can accommodate more than that. And there's a stream in that room. There was a washroom door behind me, and it was like, so uncomfortable for me. But this one thing that I have in me, I am really proud of. That if I want to do something, I will do it anyway. I won't care what circumstances is blocking me. If I want to
Yeah.
do it, I want to do it, man. I cannot just
Yeah.
stop it because of something. So yeah, that's how I've ended up with this decent setup, I must say.
I'd say it's beautiful, honestly, because like even if you account for as you said, camera के पीछे पूरा थोड़ा सा mess है, on the camera itself, it looks so pleasing. And as a streamer, you want to I feel like every part of a stream should be entertaining or pleasing for the audience, or at least like something they can interact with. So it's really nice that, as you said, you're the sort of person ki like ठान लिया तो ठान लिया, बस करना है. And
करना है
that's
बस.
that's really cool. So I think we'll end it off with just a message for the fans, because as you said, there is a lot more coming from Meow in terms of everything like content creation, pro players, everything. So we'll look forward to that. But for everything that they have, like, supported, like as you mentioned, the PC or in general, the response you get in streams, anything you want to say to them, go for it.
I really want to say, guys, whatever you do in life, even if it is gaming or anything else, I want you to be consistent. I'm a well wisher of you. I really want you guys who are supported me, even if you are not watching my streams, but in real life, if you want a suggestion, if your life is not going well, if you are not, accomplishing your dreams, I have streamed for 4 years and now I am having this decent setup. I'm not living the dream life that I have dreamt of, but I'm at least in the journey. It took me, it brought me through obstacles, and I've been through a lot of things, but at the end of the day, the only key that I found was the consistency. Be consistent enough, be adamant of what you want. If it is right, make sure to distinguish between what is right for you and what is not good for you. And if you feel that is something that you're doing is right for you, do it with consistency. Don't do it for a day or two and then drop off the lane. Nahi, mere se nahi hoga.
Yeah.
That way you won't be able to do anything in your life. I'll be very blunt, but be consistent. That's what I keep asking everyone to be. And be yourself. Don't put filters on yourself, not the Snapchat filters, okay? The personality filters, yeah.
Yeah.
To be good, to be someone else on camera and someone else off
Yeah.
camera. That's one thing that I feel is that you know steals your personality from, everyone has a different personality and a very, very beautiful personality. Keep that natural and fresh and raw on camera, if you're a streamer, of course, but yeah, in real life as well. So yeah, keep loving and keep supporting all the favorite fellows. And see, I want to tell you one thing. Okay,
Oh,
I really like this one fact about you. I'll be very blunt.
okay.
Whatever interviews I've given on like, in terms of those, what are those articles or on
Newspapers.
podcasts or talk shows, this
Uh-huh.
one thing that they ask to every female streamer is that, uh, what kind of hate do you get? You didn't ask me that
Oh.
question. You are really amazing. See, let me tell you, I'm very impressed. I was thinking कि ये question आएगा, but when you said that, see, and I'm like, what, really, this happened to me? But I really, really commend you. And
Thank you.
I do understand one thing, that after having a pretty hectic schedule, you still, are
No.
नहीं इसके आगे भी कुछ करना है.
Yeah.
That approach of yours is really commendable. See, I want you to go, beyond your, goals. I want to see you being a
At
very big
Lance. We'll
caster.
both. We'll
Yeah.
see each other at Lance.
Yes, we will. And I want you to cast, the first strike games. Let's
Oh,
dream about big things. See,
yeah.
you are very talented. Be consistent, you as well. And yeah, I really like your casting, man. Really.
I appreciate that, honestly. That's the nicest thing anyone could have ever said to me because, yeah, that's why I really understand, like, your ideology. But I won't keep the fans here much longer. Thank you. A big heart to all of you for watching. And yeah, stay tuned for more. Today it was Meow, so make sure everything will be in the description. Like, go give her love, send her hearts. The maybe not the exact one in the back. You can even send a virtual heart. But yeah, just show the love, show the support. We'll see you soon with the next episode. Bye bye. Take care. That's gonna be the end of the episode of Talking the Climb with Mia 16K, and it's also the end of season 1 of Talking the Climb. Now, what that means is that Talking the Climb, it's not gonna go away just yet. We're still gonna keep bringing professionals around the esports industry and talking to them about their journey, but there's gonna be a slightly different hint, spicy twist to what is gonna come. So just stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. Show me your excitement, and we will be back soon with season 2 of Talking Climb, with the opening episode being a huge personality that all of you know. So just make sure you stick around and get that notifications bell on as well. I'll see you soon with that next episode. Bye bye.